So undefeated Frank Warren heavyweight Nathan Gorman has once again come out and said that he believes he's the one to beat his rival and stablemate Daniel Dubois. When I say stablemate, I'm talking about the promotional stable. They're not trained by the same people, obviously. But I'm going to quote Gorman here. He says, he did what he had to do against Tom and did 5 rounds, but for me, I see chinks in his armor, and I still say I am the one to beat him. He's got good distance, Dubois has, but it is something he's always had, and a good jab. I'm not going to come on and slate him or nothing. He is a talented lad, such as I am. But like I said before, there are chinks in his armor that I can exploit. So, yeah, very respectful there from Nathan Gorman. And in fact, let me just quote also what he said about his own last performance. He said, I've watched it back 2 or 3 times and it was a good win against a good, credible opponent in Sean Turner. It went perfect for me that night. And as I've said many times, if I do what I am doing in the gym, I'll be flying. And I did. And yeah, he goes on to talk about Tyson Fury and whatnot. So he has spoken many times about fighting Daniel Dubois. Dubois hasn't really been so vocal. I mean, Dubois is not a vocal guy in general, but it's mainly been a one-way street when it comes to talk about this fight. Gorman's been talking about it a lot. Dubois hasn't. Hopefully this fight happens. Frank Warren has been talking about it happening maybe in 2019, which is a little disappointing for me. I prefer to see these fights happen sooner rather than later because it's usually a better fight. But I guess from a business perspective, it makes sense for both teams to have the fight down the line rather than have it right now. And I respect that. But just as a selfish boxing fan, I want to see it now. You know, I do want to see it now. And it would be no different than what? James DeGale fighting George Groves or Anthony Joshua fighting Dylan White. Particularly the Joshua White fight, when you get 2 guys who are young, who have history. And remember, Dubois and Gorman have got history. They've sparred many rounds together. When you've got young guys who've got history, who both have something to prove, that's usually when you get a tremendous fight, as we saw with Joshua versus White. And there were so many people at the time who ridiculed me for being excited about Joshua versus White. Everybody, I mean, nearly everybody, probably 95% of people were telling me that that was going to be a mismatch and that it wouldn't be competitive in the slightest and Dylan White would be out of there in 1 or 2 rounds. But no, I knew because there are certain ingredients. And when you see those ingredients in the pot, you know it's going to make for, you know, an entertaining spectacle. You got young guys, guys with history, unbeaten, inexperienced. That's when you get fireworks. When guys are a bit seasoned and they've got a lot more to lose in terms of world titles and stuff like that, that's when there's a higher chance of it being a cagey fight. You see? So that's why, from a selfish boxing fan's perspective, I'd like to see Gorman and Dubois maybe fight at the end of this year. You know? So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Who would win this fight? Has Dubois' recent performance against Tom Little, nearly forgot his name. Has his recent performance against Tom Little changed your perspective on him? Do you think he's better than you did before? Or maybe you think he's not as good as you did before? Maybe you think you should have got rid of Tom Little earlier. Maybe you were, like me, impressed by his poise because of the fact that Tom Little had goaded him so much, and you think that he passed the test there. I think he passed the test from a mental point of view. Not like Tom Little ever stood a chance against him from a technical point of view, or in terms of physical strength or power or anything like that. No, that was never my thing. My whole thing was Dubois is a young guy. He's a guy who doesn't give much away. He's very shy. So I don't know where he's at mentally. It's a question. It's not like saying I know where he's at mentally and it's not in a good place. No, that's different. I just didn't know where he's at mentally because he don't give much away. Very, very quiet, shy, reserved guy. I wanted to see how he would do against someone like Tom Little who's goading him. I wanted to see whether he'd lose his temper in the ring or whether he'd stay calm and cool and professional. And that's exactly what he did. So that was very good to see from Daniel Dubois. Were you similarly impressed with that performance? Or, again, were you unimpressed? Did you think he should have got rid of him quicker? And how do you think these two would square off if they fight this year? When would you like to see them fight? Would you prefer to delay the fight, or do you want to see it now? Again, I've given my reasons for wanting to see it now. I think it would be a better fight now than if it happened in a year or two's time. We'll see. Let me know how you feel in the comments, people. It's Hatman, I'm out.